All right, ARCA Iowa, 70% on the brake bias. I just like the stability that it gets you on corner entry. I feel like you could be more aggressive and get some more time there. Even if you do have to overslow the car a little bit, at a place like IRP where you're making a diamond, you're already going to be slow at that top of the diamond. So it doesn't matter a ton that you're slowing down a little bit more because you can get back on the throttle just as aggressively. Steering offset, steering ratio, comfort based. If you find that your steering is feeling a little bit dead, like you're not able to control the car, maybe lower it a little bit. And then steering offsets, this is just what makes the steering wheel straight on the straightaways. So second lap, hot lap, first lap doesn't have enough grip on the top here. So we're gonna run like a diamond line going from the seam to the wall. Then 3 and 4, I kind of do a dive bomb line, but I don't go all the way to the bottom, I go to the middle. But I'll go to the top for this run-up lap, make sure that I get back on the gas pretty early and aggressively, whip the car around the corner. Now for here, get down the seam, throttle up a little bit, let the car to turn, and get the car off the corner. Okay, that wasn't very good. I'm gonna give it one more attempt here. So, we're gonna do a secret third lap, hot lap, but it shouldn't be too different on the tires, so don't worry about that. So down, all the way to the seam this time, get it all the way up to the wall, then turn off the wall, all the way back down the track, try to make it as straight of a line as possible. And then 3 and 4, I'm just going to brake like this, get all the way on the seam, kind of try to wrap it. And then as we come off the corner, it's going to be really easy to hit the wall, but we're not going to hit the wall. And there we go. All right, let's take a look at that in the replay. That is completely feasible for a second lap. The tires weren't any different on the second to the third lap. I just made a mistake on the second lap. So we'll go to cockpit here. So turning into the corner here, you see I aim my left tire at this seam there. So make a diamond. Left tire on the seam. Right side as close to the wall as you can possibly get it. And then as you get the car to turn off the wall, so notice I wait on the brake, still sliding up, still sliding up. Once my car stops sliding up to the wall, that's when I get back on the half throttle. Half throttle should start rotating the car. You end up pushing the throttle a little bit just to whip the car a little bit more, just to try to get a straighter line on exit. So put that all together, and we get 20-ish% brake. Start dragging it once you get to the seam. Drag it all the way up to the wall. Get as close to the wall as you can, and then once the car starts turning off the wall, we get pretty aggressive on the throttle so that we whip the rear around. We don't want to go to 100% right away, and then we go to 100% once we can get the wheel fairly straight. 3 and 4, it's going to be a little bit different here. A little bit more braking to stop, so that 30 to 40%, that's me actually trying to slow the car down. Aiming my left tire exactly at this seam right here. Once I get there, I get it down to a trail brake, let the car rotate on the, I guess it's not an apron, it's the bottom line. But once my car starts rotating, I get back onto the gas and then let the car drift up until I can straighten out the wheel. Huge thing for both 1 and 2. See how much my steering wheel is turned? As long as my steering wheel is turned this much, I will not be going to 100% throttle. I always wait, no matter what, until I'm able to unload the steering wheel until I can go 100. If I tried to go 100 while my wheel is still turned like this, I would just spin out instantly. And that's why most people spin out, is because they try to add throttle while they still have a ton of wheel in the car. So you put that together. My only mistake here, I wish I didn't dip my tire quite as low as I did, because that bottom lane really has no banking and it hurts the angle of the car. So I think I would have been able to throttle quite a bit earlier if I hadn't brought it all the way down there. But it shouldn't have made too much of a difference here. So just be really careful of your rear tire, because if you push that throttle too much with too much wheel, that's when it kicks out and you lose your lap. In terms of hot lap, usually here it's the top of both 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that same line that I showed you in 1 and 2, the hot lap, that's what we're going to be basically doing for the whole entire long run. And the main reason is that it's just impossible to pass here. One of the hardest places to pass, because the bottom just has no banking. You have to basically dive bomb city, and the dive bombs aren't even good. So, for instance, here, I'm just going to earlier brake than usual. It's a little bit easier. It's pretty, like, you feel like, oh, aren't you going to hit the wall a lot? You really aren't, as long as you don't overshoot the corner. So I'm braking really early. There's no real reason not to brake early unless somebody's right on you and is scaring you, but in the ARCA car that really can come back to bite you. But as long as you're by yourself, you brake all the way up to the wall, and then you just wait on the throttle until you can unload your steering wheel. Keep it in that 70%, 80% range, as long as you're still having your wheel turned at that kind of 90-ish degree angle. But you see, early braking is just never really that close getting to the wall. The closer you get to the wall, the better of a run you're going to get off the corner. So it's your risk tolerance, right? Like if I bring it all the way up by the wall like this, then I can get the turn down like this, and my run is so much better off the corner, even if I make a mistake there. Whereas in 1 and 2 it's the same thing. Get all the way by the wall. If you're comfortable being all the way by the wall, then you get a really good run off the corner. 3 and 4, the bottom was only good for the hot lap because we only had to run half the straightaway. And I can show you, like if I run the bottom down here, yeah, it looks really good now, but I have no speed off the corner. And by the time I get into here, actually, honestly, it's not that bad of a lap compared to the last lap. Let me see that actually. Because I've never seen IRP not be top line dominated. If it's midline dominated, that's kind of wild to me. I might have just been feeding you guys lies, and that's why you stay to watch till the end of the video. But let me go back to the top here after running this lap. Oh. Wow. Well, guys, I'm pretty surprised. Okay, run the middle line. So if you're running the middle line like this, oh, now it's slower because I was a little impatient. I was gonna say you want to be really patient with the brake. Let the corner come to you. You don't want to be sliding up the track too early. So like if I'm braking here and I kind of arc it down into here, really just let the car come to you. Don't let the car slide up too early, and yeah, you gain so much time by doing that. So arc it down to the seam, let the brake get you around the seam. I have to assume at some point running the top is better once the tires warm up or really become more worn. But yeah, this diamond line in 1 and 2, it's only good, it's decent. You can run it both ways. So you can either full arc the corner like this, where you get to the seam a little late, you wrap it around there, kind of just wait on the throttle until you get off the corner, and then you get up like that. Or you can also diamond it, where I get in really hot, let the car slide up, turn the car back down. That works too. And it looks like they're both better than the top right now. This must be because of the cooler track temperature. That's very surprising to me, because usually the top is just better. But we're learning together, right, guys? It's good that we found this out. So yeah, I like the middle line. Yeah, it's just faster. And if you slide up too much, that's okay. You just need to hold onto the brake longer so that you're still pointed at the same place. I'm gonna go back to the top just to confirm if it's faster or not. So now we're gonna run the top again. Oh, sorry about the Discord there. Yeah, it's just a little bit worse. Very, very, very surprised. And I could be running this a little bit better, but like I could be running both lines a little bit better. I think that middle line is just the best line. Wow. That was not what I was expecting, and that's why we do this. So that's good to know. Sorry about the Discord sounds. I thought I muted those. I thought this goes into streamer mode. So right front wear. So be careful of the right front wear. So if you're wearing more on the right front, that means you need to be using more brake so that you don't have to crank the wheel as much on exit. So you can give up a little bit of time in the center just so that you can get your steering wheel straighter when you're on the throttle. Other than that, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all on the track.